So, picks and bans coming through. Singed immediately taken away from this time. Zach also banned out. Elise and Zed, that does mean Shen and Twisted Fate currently in there. We'll see whether they get banned out. I expect Shen, if he gets through, will be the first pick for Youngbuck. Of course, he played it very well yesterday. Does that mean we're going to see a Shen ban or a Twisted Fate ban? Of course, there is also Jarvan the Fourth in there. A number of champions. So, Kassadin taken away from Bjergsen. Interesting.
So, in this situation now, and we've actually had the pleasure of listening to the Evil Geniuses, when they talk about picks and bans and how they prep for it, you either ban all of the globals, all of the OPs, or you let them through.
Yeah,
yes, so you let them through, correct. And I think this is what Samurai and Jeanse are trying to do. They're trying to say, look, Wolves, you make a play, see what you want to ban, and you can see, like you said, Jarvan Fourth was banned last game, Shen banned last game, Twisted Fate was picked, and now the question is, who do the Samurai and Jeanse want to pick?
And and you can see the Copenhagen Wolves in the same, like, well, we're going to let one through, we're going to let them both through, so we're going to get one of them regardless.
Exactly, and depending on which one they pick up, we know how well Bjergsen can play on Twisted Fate, and we know how terrifying Godbro can be on Shen. If Twisted Fate's locked in here, I expect Shen and Jarvan the Fourth to be picked up by Copenhagen Wolves.
I think they're going to go, they're going for Jarvan the Fourth over Shen and Twisted Fate. Oh my god, they've given Shen and Twisted Fate to Copenhagen Wolves. They're going to get locked in.
That's definitely where my money would lie. Now this is how the Samurais and Jeanse picked up a victory yesterday, and Nexus were the people, the fools that made the mistake of allowing two globals into their opponent's hands, and they've just done exactly the same now.
If this was solo queue right now and you knew you were up against, you'd be typing GG in chat already.
So the question is, can Cottonex's Jarvan do to Copenhagen Wolves what he did to a Nexus? And that is decimate, destroy, and simply cataclysmically end their lives, because he was incredibly dominant yesterday on that champion.
Now, Freeze and Unlimited worked very well with it was, I think, Misfortune and Thresh, of course. Thresh has been banned out this time around. Let's see what Unlimited is going to take as his support. Expect to see whether he's going to go towards that one. Lulu has been played, I believe, in the past, so maybe he's going to go for that one, and there it is.
So Lulu, Unlimited played twice yesterday. He did very well on that champion, obviously, because their team was winning so incredibly well, and you've got a very good synergy there between the Jarvan and the Lulu that sort of go in. Kha'Zix is still available, and it wouldn't surprise me to see that being locked in, maybe for the Samurais and Jeanse. The jungler for Copenhagen Wolves, this is the question. Do they want to go with Cho'Gath again? They know they don't have that damage threat from Singed in the top lane, that sort of beefy AP damage threat, so it's definitely a question. Maybe something like a Nautilus. Even the Xin Zhao, we've seen him running a number of times before.
Well, Deficio's Sona worked very well last time around. The test does get his Ezreal, so he's going to be a happy chappy right now. Has played Ezreal way too much.
Interestingly though, he didn't do particularly well with it during the spring split. In the Warsaw qualifiers, he did incredibly well. He dominated with that champion. He's played it 6 times in spring, but with only 1 victory. So it's something that it didn't really work out. It was
all at the start, though.
Correct. It was at the start, and he transitioned from Ezreal into Varus really, really well. And I think that's one of the reasons. So we'll see. More importantly, what he's going to build. Is he going to be taking, the page out of Creatin's book and building that sort of Elder Lizard kiting build that we like to see?
Freeze's waiting instructions. Freeze and Unlimited, they're going to be making the final picks here. They are both on your screen. Freeze on the left, Unlimited on the right. And who will they go with? Fizz might come out here. It's a very good fight against Twisted Fate in the mid lane.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's a direct matchup. Now, Malphite was banned in the previous game, so the Wolves took that away from Youngbuck. This time around, it will be given to him. And we've seen just how terrifying the Fizz versus Twisted Fate matchup has happened before. Alexic destroying Xpeke. He even went 30-0-0 as far as his runes and masteries were concerned. So we may see something similar from Extinct. And we've heard how mechanically sound this player is. We've seen it. He may be looking to destroy Bjergsen in lane.
So the final pick. Where will it be? Jungler, what is he going to take? Svenskeren, is it going to be the Cho'Gath once again? Will he go with something different?
I imagine Cho'Gath might work quite well. It'll be a very good interrupt, especially against a Fizz. He's going to be able to playful tricks to one of the abilities. Then, if you time the Rupture or the Feral Scream, you can silence and knock him up. In addition, it's a good counter to the Varus and the Jarvan. When they dive in or they're trying to put their damage down, just interrupt them, focus on whoever's jumped into your face, and then try to win those team fights.
Cataclysm, straight on it.
Exactly. And everybody that's caught inside will immediately get knocked up, and it'll give the Copenhagen Wolves advantage. In terms of damage threats, all the pressure is on Bjergsen in the test right now, because yeah, Shen can deal some damage. Yeah, Feast is there from Svenskeren, but in comparison to Malphite, in comparison to Jarvan, there's a lot less damage sources and damage threats from the Copenhagen Wolves.
There's a lot of Initiate coming out from Samurai and Jeanse here, though.
from everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely everybody. If you have a Malphite Unstoppable Force go landing in, you're going to hear that truck sound. Everyone's going to land. Then, all of a sudden, Wild Growth's going to land, knock everyone up. Then you're going to see Cotnex coming in with a knock-up. And it's just going to be this chain CC of knock-up before you've even added the Earth into the equation from Chum the Waters.
Do you think he's going with Earth? I didn't think he was. Let's see what skin he comes out with. We'll get it in a moment. You can see the Samurai and Jeanse discussing. And actually, they still look very confident. I mean, they could take a lot from that last game because they played very well in it. It did work out from their favor. I heard them outside as well. They were still feeling a very confident team. And why not? Because they just took Copenhagen Wolves for a really long game. Could have gone either way. And you can see the game loading up there. I always feel Deficio's got a really calming tone on that team because you can see them, they're like, and then he's just like, no guys, just take him home. Because he used to be their manager.
He's kind of like a dad, isn't he?
He's
got this aura, like he'd make a good dad. That's just the vibe I get when I talk to Deficio.
Don't tell his girlfriend who's in the crowd.
No, but he's just got that calming presence, exactly like you said. It's like, don't worry, son, it'll be all right. Thanks, Dad.
It'll be all right on the night, don't worry.
Right now, though, he is, of course, playing Sona once again. Going to be looking to replicate those fantastic crescendos against his opponent's team, the Samurai in Jeanse. And this time round, the Wolves, they're not stacked up like they were in Game 1. A little bit more defensive, playing human wards across the entrances to their jungle.
And also looking at going 2v1 by the looks of it, you can see the fact that the Tess and Deficio have gone in towards that top lane. You can see the Tribush ward is already out, so they're going to be taking away those golems. It does look like there's going to be a couple of members of Samurai and Jeanse going to bottom.
We'll see how this works out for them. In terms of the 2v1 matchups, of course, both champions have the ability to block damage. But, of course, Godbros is going to be on demand with Fate, as long as the cooldown's available. And Youngbuck's going to rely on that timing on his passive. He's going to need to make sure that that Granite Shield comes up and blocking some of the poke from that Sona Ezreal combo.
Apologies, I did sneeze there.
It's all good. You've infected me with your cold. I've been sneezing this morning as well. Right
yes, now,
I
am a little under the weather, but I'm okay. It's all good because there's great games of League of Legends ahead of us. Samurai and Jeanse, Copenhagen Wolves. Samurai and Jeanse, this time the blue team. They are 1-0 down. They are the amateur team vying for position in the LCS. 2 amateur teams already made it through, are now effectively professional teams because they've got themselves in towards the LCS, and that's going to give them a nice chunk of gold, let's put it that way, in real money terms.
That is so true, but they have earned that. They have picked up that bounty by defeating the LCS teams in their wake. One thing that we have not pointed out just yet, 2 teleports on the side of Samurai and Jeanse, both on Youngbuck in the top lane, Extinct in the mid lane, and Extinct not running Flash. So not only is he all in with a 30-0-0 masteries, he doesn't have an escape summoner spell either.
Yeah, but the thing is they've had to do that because they're against 2 Globers, Bjergsen and Godbro. They could stack up and make it a 5-man once Svenskeren goes down to that bottom lane. It could just be everyone there suddenly.
So we'll see how well they control it. In the previous game, Extinct's teleport to the bottom lane was well timed, but to be very fair, he didn't use Extinct much, if at all, anywhere else in the game. So in my mind, it may have been a wasted summoner spell. He's going to need to use it more effectively in this game.
Obviously, being technically correct, it would be the top lane because that's where the 2 duo lane is right now. So Youngbuck is going in towards that top lane. He is up level 1 still. And you can see straight away Deficio's on his case and poking him. But that passive is going to be working wonders to keep them fairly calm there. Wildcard's getting thrown out. Bjergsen really put the pressure in this mid lane early on.
Bjergsen's doing very, very well in this matchup because as soon as a Fizz gets level 2 or level 3 and has a full complement of abilities, he wants to all in. He wants to deal damage and then remain in control of that lane. Right now, though, Extinct is taking so much punishment from those picker cards and wild cards that Bjergsen is able to fend off that aggression, fend off that sort of all-in from Fizz.
Well, he's gone back, he's got himself a Doran's Ring. He wants to get that health and a little bit of ability power very early on. Godbro in this bottom lane, well, we've seen him on Shen before, and he tends to become pretty unkillable. Svenskeren's going to come down. He's taken a lot of abuse there from Samurai and Jeanse. Just came in to clear and get some lane tax and takes a couple of arrows in the face.
And more than just a couple of arrows, that's for sure. Really good combo there from both of Varus and Lulu. And remember that there's a very good pushing lane. You combine the piercing arrow with the glitter lance, and obviously you're going to clear those minion waves incredibly quickly. So it's a good combination, and it'll obviously allow you to land your glitter lances and your hails. Now look at Extinct. He's been baited in. Gold card down.
Gold card straight down there. The slide's going to come through from Copenhagen, but he was ready and waiting for that one. That is why he went back and got that blue card. And straight away, look at this, the aggression coming out out. He manages to get that passive stacked up as well, and actually returns more damage onto Extinct than he was expecting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bjergsen is showing you how to deal with an all-in Fizz. You need to out-aggress your opponent at these early levels, prevent them being able to just dive on you. There are no health potions left for Extinct, and Bjergsen still has 3 in his back pocket, so he's definitely going to be able to make that work to his favor. Godbro's taking a lot of pain in this duo lane.
Yeah, of course, saying all-in Fizz is generally a lot easier than it sounds, because generally Fizz is, most of them will turn around and put it straight back on you. Svenskeren has spotted out Copenhagen there. He's chasing him down, forces him away from that mid lane. Copenhagen is hanging around the mid. They know they have to shut down Bjergsen early.
Yeah, and of course with Fizz they want to. The gold card goes out and misses, ignites him down.
They're actually both engaging on one another. We're going to see it's going to be very tight between them. Bjergsen does pick up first blood. It ignites, should. No, the minion! The last little minion manages to get the shot there. The ignite had just finished ticking, but the minion got the kill.
I'd love to find out whether or not Bjergsen was drinking his potion in that regard, because he popped the elixir of fortitude, but I don't think he was drinking a health pot. I didn't see the green particles. They trade 1 for 1, but with that additional first blood bounty, Bjergsen is able to pick up a null magic mantle, and it has been confirmed there was no potion being drank. He may have survived if he'd started that earlier. If
it had started chugging through the pots, maybe he just thought he wasn't going to survive. Ignite, though, it didn't quite finish him through. As it is, though, the 2 top laners, or say the 2 solo laners, the 2v1ers, they're actually very even. Look at that, 15-15 CS apiece. We are seeing Copenhagen Wolves, though, stacking around this bottom lane, going to try and maybe create something. Svenskeren was with Godbro there, but they're not going to go for it instead. He is going to come through the bottom bush, but it is warded up, and they'll see him coming.
So if the Rupture lands, they may be able to set something up. For this particular matchup, Freeze has gone with that cleanse again. He mistimed it in the previous matchup against the Twisted Fates of Bjergsen, so we'll make sure he's a little bit more on point and actually getting away. Now we see the aggression coming out of Extinct, and all of a sudden, he is set up and in control of this lane. Even with that null magic mantle, Bjergsen is feeling the pain.
Well, he's got the red pot running, and the fact that he's picked up double Dorans, it means he's going to be quite a lot more confident here. The Atlantean Fizz. Not quite your skin. You fought for that one. Didn't quite get it.
I believe this is Tundra Hunter Fizz, if I recall correctly, because it is the killer whale. So, yeah, Atlantean one, he's just got a really cool headset, or headgear, that thing.
Some rioter in America's got that now.
Yeah, he has that, right? Opti, scumbag. He beat me in a 1v1 and I had to change. But he beat me fair and square, so.
He did beat you fair and
Story for a different day. Right now?
That's how we settle things at Riot. Straight up 1v1s.
Down the mid, not allowed to go into the lanes.
No. Meanwhile, it is the Copenhagen Wolves. They are with an 800 gold lead at the moment, but their bottom turret taking a lot of punishment here from Samurai and Jeanse, keeping that pressure on. It was, of course, Copenhagen Wolves that chose to go for that split, sent their duo lane in towards that top, so they're the ones that are trying to create the advantage here, but it seems to be working against them.
And it's something that they've done many times before. Godbro has been in these 1v2 situations, and he's one of the least outspoken top laners out of the EU LCS. He always does well for his team, but he needs the players to actually jump in there. Right now, though, you see Cottonex moving to the top lane, just trying to help Youngbuck out. He's taking a lot of poke.
Yeah, Youngbuck's actually close to 6 there, so thought about engaging once he hits that. We'll see whether he does. Godbro has just hit 6 already, so don't forget that could come in at any moment. The test just getting a little poke on towards Cotonex, keeping him at bay. What's that lane tax? It does mean he's going to pass away, and hasn't gone yet. He's still spotted by that ward.
And Cotonex did really well. He actually hit 6 before Youngbuck's Malphite, before Godbro Shen, and before Svenskeren on Cho'Gath. So very nicely done. The taunt comes down onto Freeze. Is the Rupture going to land?
Nope.
Thanks for answering that one. But the tower might go down.
Well, Godbro did manage to get that Shadow Dash down. We see the silence coming out, and they've held off that turret just that little bit longer. But it does look like it's going to be Samurai and Jeanse that take the first one.
So in terms of the tower, that will allow them to take some control of this map right now. And we'll see how and where they decide to move around the map. We've seen Extinct, he's leveling up that Playful Trickster. That's the E of Fizz first. And it's pretty much the standard if you want to go for that burst composition. E, then Q, followed by W. You just allow that damage over time to, really do work after you've burst their HP. So Copenhagen Wolves with Twisted Fate, and that first kill advantage, hold that lead, but look at Bjergsen.
They're diving on towards him. Here comes Stan United coming straight out. There's Godbro going to join the party. Can they catch on towards Cotonex? He's taking a lot of damage. You can see Extinct diving in. Here comes the teleport as well. Unstoppable Force is going to be chewing down. And Extinct, you see the killer whale coming up, and Godbro went straight down his mouth.
Yeah, he got absolutely nommed. The towers are traded though. You'll see the top lane, bottom lane tower has gone down. Top lane tower will go shortly. And the rest of the Wolves will try to apply some pressure in this mid lane. Bjergsen and Svenskeren might be able to get some free damage down, but some very good, patient play from Extinct. He didn't use his abilities until he absolutely felt he could make something happen, and that teleport paying dividends.
Paying dividends indeed. Actually, there's kind of Samurai and Jeanse that were coming out on top in that exchange, but the fact that they did, you know, get pressured in that mid lane, I guess it kind of all evens out in the end. Of course, it is going to be Extinct that did get those kills, so he's now 2-1-0 against Bjergsen's 1-1-0. BF Sword, different builds coming out. Freeze picks up that BF Sword, going towards that Bloodthirster. Meanwhile, the Tess, see, again, he's got that Spirit of the Elder Lizard.
So he's going to be working towards that same kiting build. I'd like to see in what order he follows, because Creatine mixed it up a little bit, going for the Blade of the Rune King, then Last Whisper, changing it up, then going for the Iceborne Gauntlet. So in varying item orders based on his opponent. So building up some armor is going to help, of course, against the likes of Varus and, of course, Jarvan. But all the magic damage from Young Buck and Fizz is going to be difficult. There is the Destiny, and a good flash from Unlimited.
Good flash. He's got the Twin Shadows already, but had to get away very, very quickly. Unlimited there, motored away with the help of his shield.
Yeah, exactly. So Pix jumping in to give that speed boost over to Lulu and allow her to fly across the map. But flash burn. So Destiny for Summon a Spell. You've got to feel that's worth it. And this time around, Bjergsen not having the same early game impact. Now, Dragon has been started. True Shot Barrage is channeled and
not going to land. It's going to get smited. And of course, Godbro didn't have that Stand United either. He's just farming out in the top lane. And unfortunately, it does mean things are actually... No, it's not unfortunate. It's very good, because look at that. They are 100 gold between them.
Twisted Fate passive. You can never, ever discount it. That's going to be adding up for a good couple hundred gold, 200, 400, 300. That's 500, 600 gold in itself, just in that passive alone. Plus, of course, that first blood bonus. So that's really where the numbers difference is being made up. In terms of that top lane, interestingly, Young Buck, he's picked himself up a Chalice of Harmony. And this is something that so many pro players talk about and say, if you need magic resist, Mercury Treads are not considered a magic resist item. They'll give you some MR, but you don't buy it for that reason. You buy it for the tenacity. And a Chalice of Harmony, 880 gold, will give you more MR and all that mana regen, so you can continue to spam out those seismic shards and those ground slams.
Piercing arrow coming out from Freeze. He's actually fell behind in the CS, despite the fact that obviously being in different lanes. Now they're going to be up against one another. And last time around, it was Freeze and Unlimited that kind of got the better of the Tess and Deficio. We'll see whether that is the case. Of course, that was very different level 1 fight kicking off in that time around. And this time it is going to be Deficio with the item completed. Of course, the fact that Freeze hasn't completed that Bloodthirster yet may give him a slight disadvantage.
And I'm happy you point that out, actually, because they were feeling the pinch, both the Tess and Deficio, because they banned out Thresh. It was Thresh hook off the Thresh hook from Unlimited that was making the Tess's life very difficult in that lane. And, you know, the team decided, right, we're going to let all the powerful champions through, and we want to ban out Thresh. Right now, 3 members of Copenhagen Wolves are setting up, and Bjergsen's been dived on.
It's an all-in again, Extinct, trying to see if he can get on towards Bjergsen, but the stun card is being pulled just at the right moment for him. And the Wolves putting pressure back on towards his bottom turret. We don't see any movement from Bjergsen. No, he's not going to come down and join this fight. We do, of course, see Konex sneaking in that top area, trying to create it into a 3-on-3. Looks like the Tribus is going to get moved into by Svenskeren. Puts the ward down there, tries to spot him out there. I'm not sure if Konex has been seen yet. He is just lingering behind that turret.
It's just that gamer sense that they realize something is up. So they know something's happening. A good arcane shift from the Tess. If the slam dunk comes down, he'll be able to flash out of it. But wisely is able to back away. And all of that pretty much equates to nothing right now. The Tess and Deficio need to be careful, as they don't have a tower to fall back to, which is very important to note.
We're not seeing Godbro up against his turret here in the top lane. Youngbuck is keeping the pressure on him, but these two, I mean, really, neither has got a Sunfire game. Neither has got an item complete. They've both got giant spells. It's going to be the classic old 2 fat lads from Grimsby.
So they're just literally going to be farming up, and right now Godbro's been able to pull a very minor CS advantage over his lane counterbot, and of course Stand United is available. Teleport will be up very soon for Young Buck, so if another fight breaks out, expect him to just dash around the map with those respective abilities. And of course, if Godbro's in range of an unstoppable force, it will be landed to cancel that.
Svenskeren goes and gets himself the golems, but it's the mid lane that we want to keep our focus on. Bjergsen has got that blue buff. Extinct is about to go off and get his own one. This is actually a tight fight between these two, because we haven't seen Extinct being able to go completely all in right now. He is going to pick up that blue buff as he bounces with the playful Trickster and takes him down.
So something that we're seeing in this particular matchup that we have seen before, Alexic was able to find kills against Xpeke's Twisted Fate, many, many, many times. It oftentimes cost him his life. I can think of 2, 3, 4 incidents where it did, but the point is, he was shutting him down and the rest of the team was pushing other lanes while Twisted Fate couldn't respond and couldn't react. This game, however, Extinct is playing, I'm going to be honest, a little bit more passive. Right now, though, he is thinking of setting up for a blue buff steal. Svenskeren going to throw out the Rupture and a good playful Trickster away. It's on a fairly short cooldown with that blue buff, around 6 or 7 seconds. So as long as it's down, that's the very small window of opportunity to focus Fizz and try blow him up.
It's not going to happen. We do see Konex in his red buff. And no opportunities being created by either jungler right now. Just getting that farm going, trying to keep up on it. They are pretty close in level, but you mentioned it earlier, the fact that Konex did hit 6 first, and he's kept that level difference. Yeah, it's something that Konex is doing really, really well. Even though he's sitting on relatively, the same numbers of CS, that additional assist is going to pay a little bit of extra experience, and he's just got that minor advantage. So he's going to hit that level 2 Cataclysm a little sooner, and obviously if he's clearing out the camps, he'll be able to gank more often. But it's a fairly slow-paced game right now, and the Wolves, their positioning is going to be key when these team fights erupt, because if Extinct manages to land a good Chum the Waters, a good ultimate onto the Copenhagen Wolves members, they will be destroyed, much like that 3,000 elo shockwave from Ferelin Lord yesterday. It's going to have a very similar level of impact if it hits Bjergsen, the Tess, and Deficio at the same time. Let's get it completely right. It was a 3,000 elo backed up by a 2,900 elo equalizer, backed up by a 2,800 and wiped out by a 2,800 creator. that was the exact figures, I believe. Too much elo. That is what too much time on their hands. That is what it equates to. Well, they got themselves into a professional paid position. It worked out for them. I tell you what, that time was well spent. That is for sure. And we'll see whether or not the Copenhagen Wolves will be getting their chance to take on the Elo King and the rest of Alternate in the LCS, or will the Samurais be looking to take that position? Yeah, of course, if you did miss those games, they were fantastic. The final game in the series, Alternate really performing just as they needed to at the right time, taking down those giants. Of course, the VODs are over at lolesports.com, as is everything else. Right now, it's just once again one of these very, very tense games. There's still only 300 gold that separates these two teams. Dragon is about to respawn, and both teams setting themselves up, positioning with wards and potentially to try and set this engage up. So we'll see who decides to go for it. The Wolves, however, do have positional advantage to get a lot of free damage on this turret. We'll see whether or not the Test jumps in. Oh, look at that, he's been caught. Chum the Waters on the Test, but he's not going to do a great deal. The Rupture does land twisted. Oh, beautiful stuff there. Konex actually getting locked up. He's not going to get enough. The Ignite is running, but I think they won't go. No! The last tick of Ignite from Deficio took him down. The top lane we are going to see. That's going to be the wild cards. He's going to get caught out by those evil little ghosties chasing him down. Bjergsen's going to try and chase in this one. Is he got flash? He gets the stun card. One more card. There it is. And Bjergsen lands it on Yogbuk. I thought for a moment his passive might kick in. Just it had been long enough, but they may catch on towards Godbro. It is not over. Samurai and Jeanse have managed to catch Godbro out of position. He's going to chase around towards the rest of his team, but where is Twisted Fate? He's going to dive purposely to the turret, and now he's going to be Godbro. He gets Joe's dived in on that. Can Extinct manage to catch on towards him? The rest of his team have kind of left him. He does put the Ignite down, and the Rupture lands. Now the rest of his team come around. The silence! And wow, the Test comes in. The silence from Svenskeren stops him escaping, and very nicely done. So that was a 3 for 0 plus the mid lane tower. The reason it's 0, even though Bjergsen died, he died to a turret. He executed, not giving any gold to his opponents. And that all got started from the Test actually being caught up by that Chum the Waters. Now, Unlimited and Cotenex have started off the Dragon, but Freeze is a little bit out of position, and Svenskeren's going to be able to just bully his way into this one. They traded pinks for pinks, and we'll see who's going to start this Dragon. At the moment, Wolves, they want to, but they're not 100% confident. If I went in the Natural History Museum and saw one of those big dinos walking towards me as well, I'll be a little bit worried. Svenskeren is in there, and now he's going to be chomping down. Remember, he's got Feast and Smite, so he can really try and steal this one away. Teleport coming in, though, from Extinct. He's going to dive on towards the Test. You can see Godbro having to use his Stand United to save him out there. Deficio trying to back away. Does manage to pick up the kill. Svenskeren's the one that went down. Sorry, it was Konex that went down, and now Bjergsen's in trouble. He's going to get playful tricks to bounce on towards him. Youngbug still going to come around, slams the ground down. Now Svenskeren's going to get locked in. There's going to be the hail of arrows. That's another kill for Youngbug. He's going to choose in towards the Copenhagen walls, but it does doesn't matter. They've managed to turn it to a 3-1 advantage for them.
What a great turnaround. They're using the teleport there from Youngbuck to come in from behind. He was able to zone out the Tess's Ezreal. And because Ezreal was forced out of the fight before Shen could arrive, Shen and Ez pitched up on the field, way out of position. They couldn't deal damage. They couldn't stun anybody. There was a number of good knockups and stuns from Svenskeren, but it wasn't enough to save them. They lose the kills, and of course the Dragon as well.
And the thing is, Youngbuck didn't even have unstoppable force in that entire fight. He's now just got it available, so they managed to do that without a number of ultis, honestly, and they landed it very, very well. Really good performance there from Samurai and Jeanse to turn it back around, making it 5-5, and look at the gold. 26.2 to 26.1. It's a 2-1 tower advantage for the Copenhagen Wolves, but you got to feel with that swing, that momentum just there, Samurai and Jeanse are going to feel very good.
Yeah, and especially because they made the play. This is what we said they didn't do in the previous game. They didn't set things up for themselves and make situations where they could win. Now they did. They did use the teleports to their advantage, and it was after actually losing, so it was definitely a good turnaround for them. Extinct right now, he's finished off that Lich Bane, and he's going to be working towards those Sorcerer Shoes and some more ability power. Right now, Copenhagen Wolves, they're chasing onto blue buff.
They're going to sense him out here. There's a true shot barrage coming across. They are going to get the blue buff, and now they're on towards Konex. The stun card comes through. Bjergsen going to put the damage down, but he has backed away from that one. Blue buff steals enough to take it, but it's actually Svenskeren that got it.
So that's not the end of the world. You do actually tend to see the junglers stealing away a blue buff when you invade because of how powerful Smite is, and you don't want to run the risk of it accidentally going to your opponents. So, nevertheless, a Cho'Gath with blue, that's definitely going to work very well for him. Going to allow him to just continually spam out those ruptures, spam out those feral screams, and try to control the battlefield as much as possible. Ooh. Oh, Deficio's in trouble, and missed!
Chop the Water's missed on Deficio there, and he's going to be the luckiest support player alive. He's probably looking around thinking, oh, that was close.
Extinct threw that short. I'm 99% sure that Extinct threw that ability short. You can adjust the range at which you throw Chum the Waters. And that little fish, the water that was chummed, is not the water that Deficio was standing in. It's not the longest of cooldowns though, so it's not the end of the world. Around about a minute 5 seconds, so it will be up again soon. But Deficio, he got away with his...
Got away with his life, literally, because Extinct, that would have been an absolute guaranteed kill for him, because there's no way Fizz is not going to take down a Sona.
I completely agree with that. The burst damage would have been very good. The two lads from Grimsby up in the top lane with their Sunfire capes, Negatron cloak in comparison to the Mercury trade. So, arguably the most boring farm lane probably in in the league at the moment.
But Godbro is starting to build up a nice lead. We do see Extinct coming back up the top here. Chum the Waters will be available by the time he gets around, but he's spotted out by the ward of the Copenhagen Wolves, and Godbro immediately says, yeah, I see you there, I'm going to back away.
So Stand United and Destiny are available, and we've seen Copenhagen Wolves, when those abilities are up, they're happy to make plays, they're happy to make attempts on kills, make attempts on towers, and you can see that as it looks like the Wolves are trying to apply some pressure on this bottom lane. Look at Bjergsen's positioning in the river. If required, he can react with that Destiny. Yeah,
that's going to be the turret for the Copenhagen Wolves, taking it 3-2-1. Advantage for them. And Bjergsen didn't use that Destiny, walked down there, actually used his feet. It is possible on the Twisted Fate players out there. You can walk to positions as well.
Now he's using it. Ultimate. And he's just doing it for vision. Was thinking about going, and there's the fight.
He's going in. He's going to get straight in there without Zhonya's Hourglass. Ballsy play here from Bjergsen. Flashes out. Chain of Corruption lands though straight away. And you can see the piercing arrow is going to come throw it out. The wild cards are going to go through, but still no kills land.
Look at Fizz. Fizz is coming from behind. Chum the Waters is available, as is Ignite. Who's going to get eaten?
The test spots him, and he runs through a ward, and that's surely going to be Extinct getting in the kill there. Uses the Ignite. That's dirty, dirty play. He goes straight in. Chum the Waters on the test. Here comes Stand United. It's not going to be enough. He gets shut down before it even comes in. And now Deficio is going to go down. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can! He got Extinct down before it came in, but it was a triple kill for Extinct.
Look at the pressure that Sven's put on this middle lane. He's got some damage down. He's going to be forced out of that fight. Even with Stand United, it wasn't enough because the unstoppable force from Youngbuck's been used. I believe he interrupted Godbro.
Stand United, yeah.
Godbro's taunt had landed in that bottom lane, that entire fight could have gone very, very differently. And Godbro needs to use that ability from the safety of safeness, because Youngbuck cannot be interrupting him.
I'm going to move to a safeness position in future. I'm not too sure where it is, ladies and gentlemen. We'll actually pinpoint it on the map for you at some point when we get that large screen that we can play with like North America has. But as it is right now...
The weather machine.
The weather machine. I think that's what Jason referred to it as. The weather machine.
Or the telestrator. Well, those of us that do watch the NA show, of course, freak the weatherman. But right now, and kill advantage is with Samurai and Jeanse. The gold advantage as well as the tower advantages with the Copenhagen Wolves. And if the Samurais are able to pick up a couple towers, they will obviously overtake the Wolves in that gold.
So, CS advantage in the top lane is to Godbro. The AD carries, you can look across the board and see the fact that Freeze does have that advantage, 1-0-3, but it's all the kills right now stacking up on Extinct. That's giving that gold lead. He's got 1,000 gold lead built up there. There is 1,000 gold lead by Deficio as well. I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be a Philo Stone once the items do pop back into place. I didn't quite catch a glimpse of exactly what it is. We do see Konex thinking about going in for Godbro there. And sure enough, he's not going to slide in because Godbro is getting tanky.
So Godbro should be able to win that matchup against Jeanse, and he's not really got the ability to duel with him, especially with that Sunfire Cape and all the kit that, you know, Shen does have available. Spirit Visage has been completed for Godbro, and it's something that we've been seeing Shen doing all weekend long. We've actually seen Spirit Visage as his first item pickups in some of the matches. The one thing that's boding well for the Samurais is that Extinct's Fizz can pretty much kill any of the carries on his opposing team. On the other side of the coin, when he is caught out, he dies pretty quickly too. And as we said, the most boring duel.
There was actually nothing happening there between the two. I think he was regenning probably quicker than he was hitting him.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you've got those two bruisers that face up. What is interesting to see is whether or not the carries can shred through them. When Varus is hitting Shen and when Ez is hitting Malphite. Oh, there's a Cataclysm.
Oh, Cataclysm on towards Deficio. Forces the flash away. And he's felt quite brave there. Oracle on him, of course, as well. And Jeanse does clear out that wave. Looking towards Extinct right now. He's trying to camp out that bottom lane. The Dragon has just spawned itself up, and the Copenhagen Wolves are aware of this one. They're going to start trying to take some positions in this one. There is a pink ward, though, on the Dragon.
Now, the last time they tried to set up for this or try to make a play, it didn't go very well for the Wolves. It was a very good counterplay from the Samurais and Jeanse with that teleport behind them. They're going to make sure they clear out any wards to prevent that happening again. And if they do pick an engagement, they're going to make sure they have good positional advantage. So you actually see an Unlimited starting the Dragon and a call going, no, we don't have enough information to work with. And here's the fight again.
Once again, those two fat lads. They could have just got off a fishing vessel because Fizz is here, you know. He is now the fisherman, I think. So there is legitimate fishing going on in this game.
We'll see whether or not it'll actually make a difference because Extinct will need to throw a lot of damage down onto Godbro to try pick up kills, and it does look like he wants to actually try and set it up. Unstoppable Force is available.
Them Sunfire Capes.
Well, here comes Fizz, chum the waters. There's the Unstoppable.
Is it going to be enough on the tower? He may well get taken down this time around. Yes, it will be. There's the True Shot Barrage rattling through, but they're not going to be able to catch on. And Youngbuck and Extinct combined is enough fishiness for Godbro.
Now, Destiny was available there from Bjergsen, but he decided not to use it up in the top lane. And a good combination of Youngbuck and Extinct using their ultimates and their abilities to shut down Godbro in the top lane. And look at the pressure. Extinct's been hit.
No, he purposely baited him in there with the Ignite. Throws out those little ghoulies as well. And he's going to try and catch on towards him. The wildcard's going to be enough. Teleport's going to come in. Stun card once again. The wildcard not quite going to be enough. Didn't want to follow through. Yes, he is. He's going back Destiny. He's gone back for it. We're not going to see it because the mid lane's where the crescendo's coming across as well. But you can see the wild growth comes out. That's going to bounce them all in the air. And now Jeanse going to get closed in on. The Freeze may well pick up a second. Yes, he does. It's a double kill for him. Meanwhile, in that top lane, Youngbuck took down Bjergsen. Bjergsen did get the kill on Extinct, and now he's being chased across the board. It's going to be the test that chases it, but look at this. Samurai and Jeanse are starting to put the pressure onto the Copenhagen Wolves.
1-for-3 trade at the end of it. The Wolves are split up, and they cannot use their global teleport or their global abilities to their advantage. They simply got pulled in so many directions, nothing could happen. Now, top lane and AD carry are left to face off against 4 in the Baron Pit. Baron Pit has not worked out well for teams in the past. Will this cost the Samurai and Jeanse? They're sticking around. There goes Shen. They got the taunt.
He gets the Shadow Dash on towards it. Youngbuck's taken very low in there, but he's not really the person he should be focusing on. There's going to be the Baron. It's getting picked up. You see Unlimited getting taken down. Now Freeze is kiting on towards the test, and in comes Extinct. Bounces in. Barrier is not going to be enough to stop that crazy little fisherman, and he's just going to pop you where you stand. It's a 2-for-0 and the Baron for Samurai and Jeanse.
That's very, very important. Not only has that gold now swung in the favor of the men wearing the jeans, that is, of course, the Baron buff on 4 of them. Lulu, probably the least important member to have Baron buff, has, of course, lost it, and they pick up their second tower of the game. A very good position for Samurais to be in.
Yeah, very good indeed. So the Copenhagen Wolves up against it here. How are they going to handle this pressure that now is being applied to them? They're 4,000 gold behind. That's going to stretch to around about 5 once this Dragon goes down. Samurai and Jeanse will be picking that up with the help of... No, not Freeze. Just doesn't care. He just walks on past. Doesn't want to give any help. Doesn't matter. You guys have got this.
Doesn't need to, but look at the amount of money he's got to spend. 3,600 gold before this very big creep wave. You see Jarvan coming in there and being a scumbag, stealing a few of those last hits, but showing the love and just making sure they all get that level advantage. With all of the lane tags that Cotnex has been taking, he's approaching level 16, whereas Svenskeren is just about to hit level 14. So there's quite a big disparity between the jungles.
And that's a problem when the Smite comes around for the next Baron fight. He's going to be at level 18 way before Svenskeren, so that will be an issue. We'll see how much that develops into one. There's Guardian Angel being picked up by Freeze. Of course, you saw he had practically 4,000 gold backing off there. He has got the Phantom Dancer almost ready to go as well, along with that Bloodthirst from Last Whisper. He is going to be a scary, scary Mr. Freeze.
Now, he already is. And he just picked up not only that, it was all in one single buy. So he was doing a lot of damage and winning those fights before. Now with all this additional statistics and the survivability, it's just going to play into his favor even further. And this was the one worry that I had for the Wolves. Without Bjergsen's Twisted Fate and the Tess's Ezreal, they simply don't have too many damage sources coming out from them. Yeah, Godbro's tanky and can survive a lot, but even with this Phage, he's not exactly somebody to be feared. I believe the last Shen that we've seen picking this up actually went Frozen Mallet instead of Trinity Force. So we'll see how Godbro wants to itemize.
He's going to be split pushing. Stand United is available for him, but the Copenhagen Wolves are up against a 5-man push here from Samurai and Jeanse. And remember, they have got that Baron buff on, so they're going to take down that turret. No doubt about that. The rest of the team come around, and they're going to push in towards that inhibitor. There is problems for the Wolves here. Are they going to be able to hold them off? Looks like they will do just for a moment. And I think they want to let the Copenhagen Wolves have this bottom turret. They're going to try and maybe back off this one. Yet you can see Extinct's coming towards him.
And take a look at the rest of the members from Samurai and Jeanse. They're still sticking in and around that mid lane area. So Godbro's got a fair amount of damage down. About half of that tower has been dropped. Extinct is thinking about going in. His ultimate's up and it's landed.
Chum the Waters goes in, but we're going to see immediate turnaround here. They're maybe going to try and shut down Extinct once that stun card goes down there.
Great.
Very good Zhonya's Hourglass, and the rest of the Samurai and Jeanse are now collapsing in amongst them. They're going to be in all sorts of trouble here, because here comes Conex. He's going to have Cataclysm available, goes sliding in and slam dunks, catches them both on their piercing arrow, doesn't land. We're going to see a playful trickster coming through. Being Godbro is going to get taken down, and look at that, just slices through Bjergsen and picks up a double kill.
Absolute decimation. The amount of damage that Extinct is putting out, that was against Godbro, one of the tankiest members of the Copenhagen Wolves, and of course Bjergsen's never going to stand from that damage. That Urchin Strike just melting him completely. After how well Bjergsen was doing in the early game, I did not anticipate Extinct just being able to pop the Copenhagen Wolves, and that is what he's doing.
Worked in a very good counter, it seems, to the Twisted Fate and Shen combo that we thought maybe was going to be too much for them. But those teleports, the way they've played, have been magnificent for the Samurai in Jeanse. They are now 16-8 up in kills, and that is a 9,000 gold lead. They've swung it around so big in their favor. They were 3,000 gold behind at one point on the Copenhagen Wolves, and they've just swung it right around.
And it's just due to those teleport plays. I'm going to go straight out and say it. Because of the calls that they've made around the Dragon Pit and around the top lane and now the mid lane, it's just a matter of using the Summoner Spell properly. It's not over yet, and they're going to take down their 6th tower of the game.
Svenskeren gets caught out there. I mean, there's going to be Chum the Waters on him, but they back away from that one. Stand United was wasted by the Godbro, and that means Samurai and Jeanse, they're happy. They've taken all of the inner turrets with that one Baron buff.
And they managed to bait out Stand United. So the next couple of minutes, there's effectively not only the pause from that Baron Nashor being on their opponents, the fact they don't have Stand United to react to any of these ganks is obviously going to play into their favor as well.
Right, it's looking good. Can Samurai and Jeanse, though, close it out? They haven't taken any of those inhibitor turrets down just yet, and the Baron buff has worn off. Copenhagen Wolves have got some good wave clearance, so they will be able to fend them off. You see the Tess, he's going towards that bottom lane. He's going to clear out a big chunk of the wave there. We do see all of Samurai and Jeanse, though, going back and buying items, popping in, and they are looking very strong now.
It's one of those things where if you're the Copenhagen Wolves, you can't survive the damage that Fizz is putting out, but you can't engage upon him because of Playful Trickster, because of Zhonya's Hourglass, and the teleports from Young Bucks. So it's a very difficult situation to be in. What the Wolves need to do is try to ward up as much as possible and try to catch them off guard. If you can land a gold card into Fizz, follow it up with the Rupture and then the Silence, he doesn't get a chance to use his abilities, and that's the only way you're going to focus him down, by catching him out first.
So, the Copenhagen Wolves now always a teleport. They're going in. They're going to slide in towards it. There's going to be the Cataclysm. And Svenskone has been separated here. From the waters is going to come down. A giant killer whale comes up there, bounces up, and Extinct picks up like another kill going on a rampage. There's going to be a double kill. He's going to continue on through. He's up to 11 kills already. Youngbuck, of course, did use that unstoppable force on the Copenhagen Wolves. Now, Chain of Corruption lands. It's going to be the test. He gets melted there. Youngbuck picks up that kill, and this is going to be an inhibitor taken down and possibly the game for the Samurais in Jeanse.
This is definitely going to be the game. They have enough members, they have enough damage, and a nice minion wave here as well. If Bjergsen's able to hold this off, that'll be impressive. But he's lost all his HP.
At that, sliding straight in there. Crescendo had to be used simply to save Bjergsen, but the Nexus turrets will get dropped down here. Samurai and Jeanse will be equaling up the series. It's going to be 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. The Copenhagen Wolves, they know they have a game on their hands right now.
Yeah, what an impressive performance. Samurai and Jeanse falling behind in the early game, managing to pull it back and landing play after play after play. 1-1 to win 2 more to pick up the victory.
Really well played by the Samurai and Jeanse there to turn it around. It was looking close for a while, and the Copenhagen Wolves had that slight lead, but it was definitely wide open, and it's given them something to think about. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go up towards the analysis desk. It is all square, 1-1.
Thanks a lot, guys, and a great performance there coming out from Samurai and Jeanse, Jason. I mean, as Demon rightly pointed out, they were behind ever so slightly there in the start.
Yeah, we saw actually Bjergsen go head-to-head with Extinct a couple of times. There was a first blood traded over, well, 1-for-1 trade in the end. But Bjergsen, unfortunately, didn't have his health pot rolling, and who knows what would happen if he actually didn't die there. But still, was a really close game overall. Some great teleports coming out of Youngbuck, showing why Malphite probably should still consistently be banned out. And as Demon said during the game, that we were looking at, you gave them Shen, you gave them Twisted Fate. It almost seemed like you just gave them the game in terms of the picks, but they were able to counter that.
And that Fizz. That's all I need to say, I think, about that one. I mean, that was such a great performance from Extinct. We saw the strength of Fizz there down in the bottom lane where they picked up that double kill towards the end. I mean, when a champion can do so much damage to a tanky champion like that, you know that you're probably not going to have the greatest time of things in the remainder of the game.
Yeah, you're not really going to have a good time. I mean, if he could do that much damage to your tankiest member, he could pretty much just one-shot Ezreal, he could one-shot Twisted Fate, and it's unfortunate because, Christian even pointed out, even if you do catch him, he still has a playful trickster. You have to hope to land like a silence on, then a taunt, followed up with a stun kind of thing. A lot of things had to go in your favor, but then again, you have the Malphite ulting on you, so it's not like you can do this freely. You have, the Varus ulti, the Lulu, it's just you didn't have the time to really lock him down, and even if you did, you had just too many people attacking you.